Hi guys, it's Asosa E, also known as Raw Girl, and today I want to talk about my crazy healing journey the past month or so and the removal of amalgam fillings. And if you don't know what amalgam fillings are, if you have silver fillings in your mouth, they may contain up to 50% of mercury. And mercury is a toxic heavy metal that can wreak ridiculous havoc in your body. And so if you have them, you must get them out, and you must get them out safely. We'll come back to this point in a minute. So I started experiencing, I consider myself a very healthy person, obviously, and I generally have a lot of energy. And I started experiencing just like really intense fatigue, which I thought was so strange. And then I started getting food allergies. It was like, slowly but surely, like all of a sudden I couldn't eat cashews, then I couldn't eat almonds, and then it started to be a fruit issue. And then I was like, okay, this is too much. I need to eat fruit. Um, and so I went to my regular doctor, and she just basically diagnosed me with candida and said, okay, well, you can never eat fruit for the rest of your life. You're going to be on a green diet, and that's it. And I was like, I don't accept that. And it's always good to be your own health guru, to dig into your own, like know your body and think about what's going on with you and figure it out on your own, because a lot of times people can give you a diagnosis that's completely off mark, and this was one of those cases. So I go away with this diagnosis and I'm freaking out about this candida issue and wondering what it is that I could be eating that could be causing this, considering the fact that my diet is generally pretty well balanced. After going through a couple of specialists or whatever, I started to intuitively feel like I might have amalgam fillings. And I did all these blood tests, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I ended up at a dentist's office, and it was confirmed that yes, I had amalgam fillings, and that it was also confirmed that the mercury was leaching into different organs in my body. And the way it was explained to me is that because the mercury was present, candida is in everybody's body, but the candida mushrooms out of control when there's something there that the body needs to fight. So candida can save your life. And it was saving my life because it was crowding around the mercury in the various areas. So if I had just taken the blanket prescription, go ahead and kill all this candida, I would be killing the thing that was saving my life. But anywho, so I just got serious about, okay, I have to get these mercury fillings out so that I can feel better. And I started to hear a lot of stories of people who removed the fillings and immediately had improvement. So I tested out a few places. The first place, if you're in DC, there's a place called NIA, National Integrative Health Associates. And then I also looked under my insurance. I decided to go with my insurance at first because it was cheaper and it was covered, but it was a really bad idea. And now I really understand the difference between safe amalgam removal and unsafe amalgam removal. And the first place that I went, I guess I can be your guinea pig, because I did one half of my mouth which only had 2 fillings, thank God, with the normal dentist, and I did the other half, which had 4 amalgam fillings, with the more holistic, safe mercury removal protocol. The unsafe version was they put goggles on me. And I think that's the only thing they did really. And then they had someone doing suction and had a dentist, and he was drilling and removing them. And the vapors were literally just like going into my face during this process, which is actually really dangerous. You're not really supposed to be breathing in mercury vapor. You can actually get more mercury poisoning by doing that. So after that experience, and then the other thing is that like as they were drilling, the suction wasn't very good, so there was a few little pieces of mercury that I felt kind of slip down my throat, and I was like, oh my god, I think I just swallowed mercury. It was just a bad experience. So fast forward to doing the other side of my mouth, I decided that it would be a really bad idea to do 4 mercury fillings in a very unsafe way because it might aggravate my condition. So I did it at NIA with Dr. Johnson, who's writing for the blog, so you'll hear more from him. And it was really cool. They had oxygen. I was breathing in oxygen, so my nose was covered with like a hose that was filling oxygen. There was a dam so that nothing could go into the back of my throat. They also used chlorella supplements inside of the mouth to bind with the mercury, which was really great. And it was just so much better. Him and the assistant were both wearing literally like gas masks. So that goes to show you that they were really like taking extra precautions to remove it safely. So if you have mercury fillings, please don't just think that just removing them is going to make everything better. You also want to make sure you remove them safely because you don't want to hurt yourself even more in the process. The other thing that I found out is that the chronic, the sort of the fatigue was caused by the mercury. My food sensitivities were caused by the mercury, which went away literally a day after I got the fillings. I can eat everything that I was eating before. And then also hypoglycemia symptoms were caused by the mercury. So my blood sugar was way low, like if I wasn't eating it. And I discovered that through some research that mercury can also cause that. And mercury can cause a lot of other really horrible things. I mean, there's 1,000,001 diseases and things. I'm going to read some of them. Everything from Alzheimer's, asthma, candida, arthritis, Crohn's disease, depression. Actually, mercury accounts for a large number of the suicides that happen, and they could probably have been prevented if someone knew that they were poisoned or they needed to get amalgams removed or whatever it is. It's not only amalgams where you can get mercury, by the way. There's other sources. Amalgams, I think probably our primary source, but I think fish is a big source, or just eating like bottom feeder fish too, like tuna and stuff. I know a lot of people. I had a couple friends that were eating a lot of tuna, and they ended up having mercury poisoning. So you have to be careful, especially when you're eating fish, because it just sucks up all that junk and it gets stuck in your body. Eczema, diabetes, fibromyalgia, lupus, thyroid diseases. There's all kinds of things that mercury can cause. And then the other thing which I talk about a lot are parasites. If you have a parasite issue and it's ongoing, or if you have a candida issue, you really need to make sure that you do not have mercury poisoning in any form, either from your diet or from amalgam fillings, because the parasites and the candida will not go away until you get rid of that source of mercury. It's going to keep coming back. You can keep cleansing, and never have any results. And if you go to the doctor, they're probably just going to give you some additional pills and tell you to go on a special diet, and then you'll be on that diet for 20 years and wonder where the day went. I was like, that is unacceptable. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so those are some things, those are some dangers of mercury. And I have another article on the blog on heavy metals, so you can go to rawgirltoxicworld.com and go in the search button and type in heavy metals, and you can read more, because there's also issues with lead and arsenic, and just read a little bit more about that. And Dr. Johnson, who's the dentist that I mentioned, will be writing more about this too. So I hope everybody stays safe and, and checks their teeth and makes sure they don't have any of those, pesky amalgam fillings, because it's really serious. You can't ever be completely well when you have mercury present in your body, and I feel so much better. I can't even tell you. And I can eat everything that I was eating before. I feel great. So yeah, please check that out. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to Raw Girl on YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed to the blog, please do. We have amazing, amazing contributors. And don't forget that the sale on everything in the Raw Girl store is going until the new year. Alright guys, I'll see you soon. Bye.